Syracuse student athletes, senior defenseman Brandon Mullins, senior attackman Dylan Donahue, and head coach John Desko. To begin today's press proceedings, we'd have Coach Desko please make an opening statement about today's game. Coach?
Well, it's never easy walking off the field, losing your last game. But my hats are off to Maryland. I thought the tempo they play, the way they played today, and I just thought they played a complete lacrosse game. They're two midfields deep. They like to possess the ball, and defensively they're very tough. I thought their goalie was outstanding. You can see why he was a first-team All-American. And congratulations to them. We're going to go home now, and I thought these guys had a great year. We had a lot of graduation in the previous year. We fought back, and a lot of players got better for us and stood up as we were going down the stretch. We got better offensively and defensively. We knew we were going to have pretty close to a perfect game today, and we didn't. But congrats to Maryland, and I'm proud of these guys for the season they've had.
Members of the media, as you identify yourself and your affiliate, we would ask that you do so before asking your question. We will send a microphone out to you in the audience. Questions for the student athletes?
Hey, Brandon, Patrick Stevens with Lacrosse Magazine. Just what was Maryland able to do to you guys defensively, particularly with Rambo and being able to get the sort of looks that they were able to get?
They had a little bit of a two-man game behind, and really they just kind of capitalized on some of our mistakes when we weren't ready to slide, or they just had an open man, we didn't cover it. They just kind of capitalized.
Paul Schwartz in the Daily Orange. For Brandon, when you went into zone, I guess what maybe was the thought process there, and maybe how do you think that affected
Why
things?
did we go into a zone?
Yeah, maybe how that affected.
Just to give them a different look.
And for John Meadows with the Daily Orange. Dylan, offensively, were you guys getting the looks that you wanted? Were you getting the quality of looks that you guys wanted?
Yeah, I think we were actually. I got to give it to them. They played great defense, but everything we worked on in practice was there. We just didn't capitalize at the end.
Kate Sweeting with Time Warner Cable News. Dylan, with their goalie, in the first quarter especially, how, frustrating it is offensively for you guys when he's making those types of saves, and how does it change your mindset in the second half, if it changes it at all?
It is frustrating. He played a great game, but that's the kind of thing you can't think about. You just got to keep shooting, keep playing your game, and, just unfortunate that we didn't get enough goals.
Brandon, what was it? I know you mentioned the two-man game. Was it? What was it? Specifically in terms of being able to defend that.
They have good shooters from up top. They were able to get some looks off picks behind, and they have a good finisher in the middle. It's kind of hard to cover everyone at once, and whenever they had an open man, they saw it.
Dylan, with the way they play defense and kind of push you away and just try to keep you in front as much as anything else, how much patience does it require to kind of go up against that? And did you feel like maybe there were a few times, especially in the second half, where things kind of got a little impatient on your end offensively?
Especially with the way they play offense too. You have to be patient. You got to wait for your good looks. With this type of team, you have to play great team offense, and I thought we were getting the looks, but they just weren't going in.
Brian Davies in Lacrosse We Trust. To both of you, Dylan and Brandon, just wanted to get an idea of the sense of what you've instilled on the Syracuse program, the footprint that you wanted to keep through your 5 years that you've been there on the Hill.
Been here for 5 years, so I think we know what it takes to get to win games, but I think we want to instill that you play together no matter what, and you play right from the beginning of the game all the way to the end of the game, and you play together and hope for the best.
Yeah, just to echo what Dylan said as far as, what we're going to leave behind, hopefully the younger guys kind of get a sense for things, being in this spot now, and like Dylan said, we never give up, and, hopefully we instilled, a pretty good work ethic.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. These guys have left a big mark, and I think it's going to affect our younger players going forward. These guys have worked harder than anybody else on the team, and I think the younger guys have been able to look up and seen the success that these guys have had and relate that to what they've done after practice, before practice, on their days off, as far as getting their sticks out, working with their sticks, and running and lifting and just trying to be better players. It's no longer can you just show up at practice and expect to get better. These guys are doing it on and off the field, and both are captains, and I think they've left their mark that way also.
Are there any further questions for the student athletes? One more? Two more?
Eric Rube, Lacrosse Magazine. Dylan, do you think offensively there were too many shots from maybe 12 to 15 yards out and further? It seemed at times you guys were at your best when everyone was moving and attacking closer to the goal, but I thought at times you guys settled when you shouldn't have.
Yeah, you always want to hope for, closer shots. It gives you a better chance. But then again, our team, we have great shooters, and we trust them. And if they think we take shots we think we're going to make. And, we might have settled for a couple early, especially early on in the game. But, I thought the looks were there.
We got one last question for the student athletes.
Stephen Fonte with WSYR in Syracuse for both players. You look at the final score is 13-7, but it felt like at several points in that second half, you were maybe one play away from all of a sudden getting back into it. Did you sense that? Did you feel that if we could just make a play, I believe it was 8-5 at the time, and you had a chance to make it 8-6, and then there was the penalty on Solomon, they make it 9-5. Did you feel like there were times where if we just make one play here, we're right back in this thing?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, same with Dylan. I'm sure, our whole team thought we were in the game the whole time. I don't think there was ever a point where we didn't think we could come back. But, I don't think we could ever just get over that kind of hump, that one more play you're talking about.
Yeah, just go off what Brandon said. I thought we were in it the whole time. A couple times I thought we were going to make a run, but then, something quick would happen and they'd get another goal. But, sometimes that's the way the game goes.
I'd like to thank the student athletes. We're going to dismiss them back to the locker room. And any questions for Coach Desko as the student athletes depart? Questions for the coach? Up front. Just waiting for them to leave.
Coach, just what can you say about the play of Ben Williams, especially in the second and third quarters when he won 11 of 12 faceoffs? Just how big of a role did he play in kind of making sure this game didn't get that you were still within?
Yeah, he really did.
Goals?
I thought that he was giving us a lot of opportunities early, and then between their goalies making shots. And I thought both teams. It's a little different field that either team has played on this year. It's kind of old school with a big crown, and I think both teams had a lot of pipes today. So I don't know if the level of the whether it's the pitch of the field, and you could see it. We could see it in warm-ups, and for both teams. So I'm not blaming anything on anybody. But different, it's different today. And then, so I think between those and the goalie making some just very solid, I thought he was terrific today.
Noah Niederhofer to Studio Times. Coach, how will you reflect on the season? Obviously, the team fell short of its overall goal, but ACC champions and a very successful season. So when you look back on the season, how will you think about it?
Well, we'll always find the bright side to it. Coaching Syracuse for so many years and playing at Syracuse, we always expect more. So I think a lot of guys come here for an opportunity to be in this game, in a Final Four game. So I think they've fallen short of a little bit of their individual goals. But when you look back at what we graduated a year ago and the holes that we had to fill, to be here in this round and to win the ACC championships, like I said earlier, I'm proud of this group. We got better every week. We had to make a lot of adjustments going forward. Had a couple injuries, early and going down the stretch. We had to adjust to, and I thought we were playing very good defense going down the stretch. Along with our offense adjusting. So, we'll find the silver lining here and talk to the guys going out the door and talking to our group that's coming back and what they have to do over the summer to get better as a team.
Coach, I guess defensively, what did you see from the sideline? What was maybe going wrong?
Well, I've got to give Maryland credit. They did what they did, and they did it well, and took advantage of any mistakes that we had. We slipped and fell once or twice, and they were quick to, find the open man. and we jumped into a zone just to see what we could do. We traded some scouting reports with people and thought that we could maybe slow them down some with a zone defense. We thought we knew their zone offense pretty well, and we gave up one or two inside. I think Dylan Maltz got an easy one on the inside. It's really not what we wanted to accomplish by jumping into the zone there. So, we were man. We went to the zone to change it up. They got 2 goals off the zone, so they were ready for anything today.
Coach, what did you see from Bernlohr out there? And I guess how deflating is it when you do have so many shots that are going off the pipes, and then on top of it, he's making those types of saves? Does it change your mindset at all going into the second half?
Well, we knew he was very good coming into the game, but we didn't want to predetermine things with our players. We've got some very good outside shooters, and we just wanted to, see what was going to happen, play looser in this game, and then adjust if we had to going on. But you're right, between the pipes and him making those saves, we got within 3 a bunch today, and we thought if we could have got to 2 with Ben winning the face-offs, it might help us turn the corner and put a little pressure on them. But every time, we got within, they had an answer for us, and, it didn't happen.
Maybe one final question for the coach.
Having Devin Schul out late in the game for an extended amount of time, was that kind of just to mix things up, or was there a specific matchup that you were looking for?
Well, Jordan had tweaked a muscle during the week, and they turned around and were shorting Jordan at the attack position. They had a short stick defender, so they were pulling up against Sergio and Mariano. So by we thought we'd bring in somebody in that might be a little bit more of a dodger in that situation, just to give us a little spark. And we were able to, in the second half, also bring Barber up into the midfield. So we were looking at those guys to, give us a little jump start, maybe a goal that would start the fire, and it was a good experience for them today.